Hello, welcome back to the Spoonie Stitcher channel. I'm Shannon the Spoonie Stitcher, you're inside the stitchery, and today is a tutorial video. Puffy paint is a medium I like to use on some of my amigurumi to just add a little dimension to them. And I guess it's rare or something, I don't know. I have gotten so many questions, and I've had other YouTubers who've tried it and been like, Shannon, what did I do wrong? Okay, I didn't invent using puffy paint on amigurumi, but if you guys want to come to my channel for all the tips and tricks on puffy paint, sure, come on down. So, I am making a two-part video. Why? Because doing puffy paint on one kind of yarn is completely different than doing it on another kind of yarn. You have to use two completely separate techniques. So, this video is just using it on regular acrylic yarn. Nothing fancy about it, no texture in the yarn. The yarn can have zero texture. So, you know, just like this. And I will show you how you can give her eyelashes. See? Just gives her a little glamour. So, this is the how to put puffy paint on this kind of yarn tutorial, and the next one will be how do you put it on fuzzy yarn. So, enjoy. And it's dirty. Great. Here we go. See all that air? Or you can hear all the air. That is why we test. There we go. Woo! It came out really fast, so that's something we need to be aware of. Okay. This is Mopsy. I made her for Easter. I'm gonna give her some eyelashes. Push onto your piece. You want to kind of soak into the yarn or it will not stay. She also has a funny little thing here. Oh, okay, we're dripping. Just push onto the piece, into the yarn. Oh, sorry about that. As best you can, because if you just push it kind of on top, it'll come right off. It'll just flake off eventually. So your paintbrush is to, because you see all these little bumps that's left? Your paintbrush is to get rid of those. Like so. Okay, now, one of the most important things I could possibly tell you about this, how to dry your piece. If this tips over, it will be ruined. So, you need to support it. In my case, I'm going to grab some paint. Here's some paint bottles. And I'm going to kind of surround my bunny. I don't want her to dry on her side because I don't want the ink to drip. So I am going to kind of surround her with paint. That's how I would do it. And you need to let puffy paint dry for 24 hours. If you think that it's dry within 16, give it the full 24 and thank me later. If you want to make a face on yarn with puffy paint, it's not that difficult. You just have to be careful. So, decide where you want your face. And honestly, I recommend using a Sharpie or a marker of some kind to kind of mark it out for you first. But this thing's been through so much, it doesn't really matter how it turns out. So, don't pick a hole and don't pick like right on top of a stitch. What you want to do is you want to go in between some stitches. Okay. So I'm going to kind of open up these, well, see if I can get it centered. Okay. Kind of go between these two stitches right here. I'm going to insert my nozzle. I'm not making a hole, I'm just making a space for my nozzle to fit in, and I'm not squeezing anything. Think of it like filling a cupcake. You're gonna gently squeeze and pull up. Then you're gonna swirl it like you would if you had a piping bag to get rid of that little point. So I'm going to go over 2 stitches. I'm gonna go between this one, but I'm going to clean my nozzle first. Always clean your nozzle. Stick the nozzle in between the 2 stitches, just so you're kind of in a little spot, not a hole exactly, just a little spot. And squeeze. And pull up gently. Whoop. And we have a little bit of an oozing. Now, this can be a good thing or a bad thing. In my case, not that big a deal. But if it's a big deal for you, we can fix it. I'm just gonna start over here, go as close as possible, and whoop, my hand shook. You want to be right on top of the yarn. Not inside it, but almost inside it. There we go. And if you want to give it a nose, I don't have pink or anything, so I just have to use. This is brand new, so the tip is clean. You're gonna go under the stitches, not on top. Just kind of draw a little triangle. Again, it's always best if you just draw this out first. Oh, my hand is shaking so badly. Yeah, there we go. Pop any air bubbles. Make sure your layers are decently thick. Not too thick, but thick enough that it kind of resembles like a safety eye or a safety nose. So that's how it will look if you do not use furry yarn or brushed yarn. And it's much easier if you do it on this kind of yarn. But if you want to use, you know, the furry stuff, it still works. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, life happens, yarn helps, and spoonies can stitch it up too. Bye.